So what's going on, ZeroArmada here. We're going to be talking about the field of view tweak and Blacklight Retribution with this video, what it is and how to install it. I've been getting a lot of questions in game and on my videos about why I'm moving a lot faster even though I'm utilizing like a high HP, high weight build. And the reason for that is because I have a higher FOV. With a higher FOV, you basically cover more distance per step, so it kind of looks like you're running faster than you actually are. And a couple of disclaimers off the bat. First off, this tweak is only relevant for the PC version of Blacklight. I'm pretty sure you can't do this for the PS4 version. Second off, if you're running a 4x3 resolution, which is 1280 by 1024 or 1024 by 768, etc., then you natively already have the best FOV that you can possibly get. It's more of a matter for you of tweaking the in-game FOV settings with the slider. And then lastly, basically 16:9 aspect ratio or widescreen resolution players, they get the short end of the stick. This tweak merely levels the playing field for widescreen users and the 4x3 users. And kind of the reason for that is Blacklight utilizes something called horizontal FOV. Horizontal FOV is kind of an obsolete FOV because of the fact that it does not detect widescreen resolutions at all. So kind of picture I'm playing Blacklight right now. This whole region is my Blacklight lobby or whatever, or I'm in game. The game itself is only going to interpret your 4x3 region, which is basically, we'll say this window for example, and that'll only use that area to calculate FOV. It'll completely ignore the widescreen part of your game. So you're basically not getting your full FOV out of it. And by switching horizontal FOV to vertical FOV actually will interpret your whole screen when calculating FOV, which is what we want. So that's basically all this tweak does. Switches your FOV from horizontal to vertical FOV. And the way to do this is you want to locate your Blacklight Retribution folder in your program files. If you've installed it on Steam, it'll be program files, Steam Steamapps, common, and then the Blacklight Retribution folder. I'll list some of the common directories in the description box down below if you're having trouble locating the folder. But once you find it, you want to go into the Blacklight Retribution folder. You want to go to the live folder, Fox game, and then you want to look for the config folder. And then once again, PC console folder. You want to open the cooked folder, and then finally you'll find a list of all the available config files, and you want to open the PC console Fox engine file. And then once you have that opened, I already have it opened over here, you basically want to find this line right here, aspect ratio axis constraint equals aspect ratio underscore maintain x FOV. If you just type in, if you look like a control F search and you just type in maintain, it should be the first thing that pops up. And by default, maintain x FOV basically means maintain horizontal FOV. So you want to change that to your vertical FOV by doing maintain y FOV. And once you do that, you want to save it, and you want to go back to your actual config file in the browser window, and you have to make this read only. So you right click on it, click on properties, attributes, read only, apply, OK. And if you don't set it to read only, it's going to overwrite once you launch Blacklight, because Blacklight has an integrity checker. So every time you launch Blacklight, it checks the files to make sure that they're consistent with what the patching server has, or what the server has. So it's going to overwrite it back to the default FOV. You launch the game, and it's not going to look any different. So you got to make sure you have read-only set for this tweak to stay on. And then the kind of the best way to make sure that you're actually running the tweak is here is the lobby screen normally when you're not running the tweak. You have a really large view model for your character. Once you have the tweak enabled, it's going to look a lot smaller. And that's the dead giveaway that you're running the FOV tweak. So we'll exit out of that, and then kind of some in-game footage of exactly how it looks. So we have, hold up a second, we have before. This is before we're running the FOV tweak. And this is probably average for people who aren't running the tweak, but you'll just notice it just looks completely normal. Typical day in Blacklight. So that's before the tweak. Now after the tweak, you'll kind of notice everything's a little bit scrunched up. And because everything's scrunched up, you're basically seeing a lot more of the map, and that's why you run a lot faster, as you can kind of tell once I'm continue rolling this video. So that's the FOV tweak in a nutshell. Kind of some drawbacks to it though. ADS, you won't be able to zoom in completely with ADS as you were before tweaking the FOV. And that's kind of the major drawback to it. But aside from that, like I said, it merely levels the playing field for people running the widescreen resolution. They basically get the short end of the stick by default. And that's one way of installing the FOV tweak. There's another way. Basically, a person called Duvel, he's an EU player, also called Cripius2 on the forums. He basically has this program that's an FOV tweaker, HUD tweaker, can change pretty much any system setting on Blacklight. And you can also run that program if you kind of don't feel comfortable with kind of navigating through and editing the config files. And if you always make a mistake, you can just always delete this engine file, and it'll actually generate a new one from your backup engine file. So if you ever make any mistakes, you can always just delete that, run Blacklight, and it'll restore your engine file to the default file it has on hand. So you can keep that in mind as well. But for the actual FOV tweaker, the GUI based one, basically what you can do is just go to Google, type in HUD tweaker Blacklight. It should be the first one that pops up, and then there's Cripius's post about it, and you want to go to the second post. You can download it, and then once you have it downloaded, I already downloaded it, you want to run it, and then it's going to ask you to locate your Blacklight Retribution live folder directory. So once you have that located, and once you locate the entry, you can actually use the tweaker, and you want to go to the engine side of the tweaker. And basically there it is right here, aspect ratio, maintain, YFOV. So then by default it's on X, and you want to change it to Y, and then you want to save it, and then you should see file saved. And there's a lot of other crap you can kind of look through and change here. So this is a pretty cool program. That's another way of tweaking the FOV. And I think that's pretty much it. If you have any questions or comments, definitely leave them down below. And thanks for watching as always, guys. Much appreciated.